Hello everyone and welcome to this video. So I'm doing this video today to really show you all of the decks of cards that I've created now that are for sale. And I've been asked to do this video where I create one video incorporating all the decks of cards so you can see them all for yourself and work out if they're going to work for you, help you and guide you on your journey. And there's many different types of decks. We've got angel decks, we've got sexy decks, we've got twin flame decks, divine masculine decks, divine feminine decks. So there's something for everyone. And I know a lot of you have already got some of these decks of cards, but maybe you're thinking about buying another one or working with one and you just want some guidance and advice. So that's what I'm doing. And every deck that I'm going to be showing you today, there is the link to the deck in the description box below, and it takes you directly to my shop site on makeplaincards.com, and it's all handled by them. So, it does take about 2 or 3 weeks for the deck to get to you, but it's such great service. So let's do this then. So I'm going to go through all the decks of cards. So as you can see, I've got them all on the table. So I'm going to start by showing you a couple of the angel decks. So, if you want some guidance from the angels, if you want to learn about the angels, what they do, what you can call on them for, I created 2 really powerful decks for that purpose. So the first deck is called Meet the Angels. And this is a small deck, but a really powerful deck. And I created a series on this deck. It's in the playlist right now. So I talk about every archangel and every ascended master who I work with and channel, on this channel and in my life and as an angel therapist, and talk about what they do, how they can assist you and help you with your life. So if you want to get to know the angels and work out what they do and talk to them, this is a great deck to buy. And, this is really a companion deck for the Messages from Heaven Guided by Angels deck. And this is a deck that's very simple to use. There's a lot of cards in here, and you can just shuffle the deck or pull a card, however you do it, and then take a card, and you can see it's the same image on both sides. So it's very quick and gentle and easy to use. And we've got the name of the archangel or the ascended master on the top of the card, and then we've got what you need to know. So this is a message from this particular angel. So Archangel Samuel is the angel who helps you to find what you are seeking. So if you pull a card and you think, okay, I've got Archangel Samuel, what does he or she do? Okay, well, we go to this other deck, which is your companion deck, and obviously you can use this separately and shuffle and see which angel or ascending master is around you. But if you think, what is Samuel showing me right now? What does he want me to know? Archangel Samuel helps you to find what you are seeking. So he helps you to locate lost things, or he helps you to find your way and to find direction, to bring things that are meant for you into your life at the right time. And the message says, you were never lost. So you may pull this card and think, I don't know what to do. I feel a bit lost in my life. I need some guidance. And Samuel is saying, don't worry. I am helping you to find what you are seeking. Maybe you pull this card for a client or for someone else or for your divine masculine. And you're realizing through this message that your masculine is finding their way. They may feel a bit lost, but the angels are helping them to guide them home to you because you are the light and you are strong. You are their muse. So this is the angel decks. You've got Messages from Heaven and Meet the Angels. So 2 really beautiful decks and, great decks to use together. So those are those angel decks there. Now, the other angel deck that I wanted to create, and I am creating many more angel decks, okay? The angels are guiding me to create lots of those, and I'm going to be creating more decks in September when I've got some free time. So I'm going to make sure I just take some time to focus on the decks I want to create because I've got so many ideas in my head. I've got bits of information I've kind of channeled, written down, and I know what I need to do. But I've got about 20 more decks in here to create out there. So that's the plan. So the Answers from Above deck is a deck that I wanted to create so that, you can feel safe on this journey and receive answers to questions. So this is through the archangels. So it's answers from above, answers from the angels, your guides, maybe your loved ones in heaven. So you can ask a question and receive a very clear, specific answer. And it brings in clarity. So again, you could use all these 3 angel decks together, but if you have a specific question and you're asking that right now, we've got the answer. So the answer is look at the situation with love, and then this card's moving too, and ask Archangel Michael to shield you. So what that means is that you may be in fear-based thinking. You may be looking at the situation from a place of pain or fear or struggle or doubt or illusion. So when we ask Archangel Michael, the Thor of heaven, the protector angel, to shield us, he shields us from any negativity. So we start lifting up our vibration, and then we can re-look at the situation with love. We can look at the situation from our higher self, not from an ego perception or a perspective. So we raise up our vibration, we rise up, and we look at it with the eyes of love. And Archangel Jophiel, the beauty angel, helps us to do that too. So this is how we can use the answers from above deck to bring in answers. So, if you want angel cards, I'm going to be creating so many more decks of those later in the year that you're going to just love. This is a really good deck to help you. And I use these decks for my own self, if I want the answer to a question, or, something's triggering me or stressing me out, then I will use these cards. So it's great decks to have at hand. And the other great angel deck is called Angel Numbers Oracle 101. And I created this deck because we're always seeing numbers. The universe is always communicating to us on this journey through number sequences. So I wanted to channel a deck that gives a clear message, something that you need to know, and a number that's kind of corresponding to that message. So for example, if I just shuffle quickly and pull a card, look what we've got at the bottom. We've got 88, riches, be grateful, because we know that the number 8 master number is actually a number of wealth and abundance. So the card coming out here is 97, spiritual dreams manifesting. And they're giving me fear. So, sometimes we go into fear and ego and struggle, and that's when we receive numbers. That's when we receive signs and guidance. So, if you pull a card, you can just use this Angel Numbers Oracle 101 as an oracle deck. What do I need to know today? And you pull this card and it says, your spiritual dreams are manifesting. So maybe you're thinking about working on service, or you have a goal about your mission, or you're thinking about your twin flame union. And this just says to you, your spiritual dreams are manifesting. So in other words, there's nothing to fear. Or maybe you're seeing a number repetitively. So you've got this deck. Maybe you want to use a deck instead of an angel numbers book. Perhaps you're receiving the number 82. You're not sure what it means. And you find it in the deck and you're saying, wow, that means I need to have unwavering faith. That means your dreams, your spiritual dreams are manifesting. But you need to have faith in that. And trust in that. And unwavering faith means not listening to what other people think, not paying attention to the ego or fears. So a very powerful deck to use, again, as a number book in a way, where you can look at what the number is and what it means, or you can use it as an oracle deck. Very powerful. So some of the other decks I created, I want to show you this one first of all before I get into the nitty gritty of, the twin flame stuff. Actually, I'll show you this one first. This is an affirmation deck that I created. I love this one. Okay, let me just bring this in. So I wanted to create an affirmation deck that you can use every day. So maybe you can pull a card every day and use an affirmation, but also a message from heaven. So you can use it as what the affirmation of the day, the card of the day, or what you need to know. So the romantic love oracle and affirmations is how you can bring more love into your life, how you can help yourself manifest your perfect love, or, create more love in your life, feel better, feel happier and healthier and more abundant and more rich in all things. And that includes love, joy and happiness. So, if I shuffle the cards, I'll give you an example. So we've got these two, and this is giving you messages for your journey today. So at the top, it gives you a message, okay? There is a new beginning ahead. So you pull this card, you think, wow, something new is coming in. So the angels are giving you that as an oracle message. And then at the bottom, there's an affirmation. I am ready to start again. So if you pull this for your masculine, wow, he's ready to start again. There's a new beginning coming into our connection. Or maybe you're thinking about finishing a job and doing something new. And the angels are reassuring you there's a new beginning ahead. To use the affirmation, I am ready to start again. And the other card is use the power of gratitude to enrich your life. So you may think, right, what do I need to know today? You pull this card and the angel's saying, be grateful today. Use the power of gratitude and it will bring blessings into your life. And the message is the affirmation, I am grateful for all the good things in my life and I am ready to start again. So see how you can use it in many ways. And this is also a great deck to use as a meditation. So, you can listen to your own voice as a meditation, record that, and then listen to it back. And this works really well too. So say if you wanted to just record yourself speaking very slowly, I honor myself. I honor myself. I am ready. I am ready. I am valuable. So you see, you can use the entire deck, record yourself saying all these affirmations, and then listen to it back in a meditative state. Or, you can listen to it when you're falling asleep and it will bring in power and it will help you to manifest things in your life, especially love and romance. Very powerful. So they're kind of like the main angel ones that I've created so far. Thinking if there's any other ones, but these are more twin flamey. So I'm going to show you the first one, the divine structure for twin flame readings. Now, you may have seen readers using this. I know Cheryl uses this deck and Sandra uses this deck too. You may have seen some of my other decks on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook or even on other YouTube channels because, a lot of people like to use the deck. So what I wanted to create was a deck that can structure your readings. So it's great for readers. If you're reading for a twin flame couple or you're reading for a divine feminine, or you're reading for yourself, perhaps you're sitting there thinking, I just don't know what I need to know. I'm not sure what questions I need to be asking. So you can shuffle this deck and say to the angels, what do I need to ask right now? And 2 cards jumped out, or 3 cards, so I'll just give you an idea. So the first one is, what can the divine feminine do to help the connection move forward? So you think, right, okay, well, that's what I need to be asking today. The next one is Aquarius energy. So you may think about when Aquarius is, the months that it's in. It may be around that time when you get this card coming out, or maybe the person you're reading for, or even yourself or your twin are an Aquarius. But you know that Aquarius is air energy, and it's about how you can move into surrender. And that's why the card there, she's kind of surrendering. So you may look at this card and say, wow, this is an energy of surrender right now that I need to be aware of for the divine feminine. And we've got, what does the divine feminine want to say? So maybe you're wondering as a divine masculine what your feminine is thinking right now. What does she want to say? Okay, or what does he want to say? So there's clearly a very feminine energy when I've just pulled these out. So this could be Aquarius energy, feminine energy. What can we do to help the connection move forward? What does the feminine want to say? So what I'm actually going to do to work with that energy as I'm doing this reading, I'm going to use another deck of cards to show you this. So we've got 2 powerful decks of cards. These were 2 of the, well, this one I created ages ago. This was one of the first decks I created. And this is the Divine Feminine Power Messages. Now, every day on the channel, I do a Divine Feminine Power Message. And I tap in with the energy of the day and what we need to know. And it's very beautiful. And this is a deck that really works well with this. So, if you're thinking, what do I need to know today? You pull yourself a card and this is a message from heaven that will help you to have a good day and, be in the energy of your power. And so I did a deck that complements it for the masculine, the Divine Masculine Power Messages. So this is a great deck because you can say, okay, what's the masculine going through today? What guidance is he receiving? What power is he in? And you can do a card for the feminine, a card for the masculine that really complement each other. So we're going to use these decks. So what can the divine feminine do to help the connection move forward? So I'm going to give you an example of these 2 decks. There we go. What's the Aquarius energy we need to know? What do we need to be aware of? And what does the feminine want to say? Okay, what does the feminine want to say? So I'm going to do the same thing with this deck. What can the divine feminine do to help the connection move forward? What's the Aquarius energy right now? What's the Aquarius energy? And what does the divine feminine want to say? So obviously, even though this is a masculine deck, it can still be used as, any deck. For example, for any question, for any energy. It's all about your intuition and how you connect with the one self. So what can the divine feminine do to help the connection move forward? Have compassion for your twin. In other words, don't blame them for things or struggle with things. Think that, they're taking too long. Instead, be very compassionate, be flexible, adaptable, loving, kind, gentle, and try and see things from their perspective and try to understand what they are going through on this journey. And that's a very gentle energy. It's a very loving energy. It's about letting go. And from the masculine perspective, we've got listen to music you love. So what the divine feminine can do is listen to the music that you were receiving from your masculine. So this is very clear that the masculine is listening to music, thinking about the divine feminine, sending that music to the divine feminine. And that's actually showing you that things are moving forward. And that also is about compassion. So maybe you receive a song from the masculine that says, I'm sorry, please forgive me, or asking you to trust him to find his way, or give him time, or, to believe that he loves you. Believe that this journey is happening. So the masculine is listening to music. That's what he's being guided to do, to connect with you, divine feminine. That's how it's moving forward. Very powerful. So for the Aquarius energy, what we've got from the feminine is trust your intuition. And this is really powerful because Aquarius are very intuitive beings. Very powerful beings. So, the Aquarius energy that's coming in around the twin flames when you get this card is saying trust your intuition. So remember, it's not necessarily saying you're dealing with an Aquarius divine masculine or you're dealing with an Aquarius divine feminine. It's saying the Aquarius energy is affecting the connection right now, and the Aquarius energy has a message. And the message for the feminine is to trust the intuition. And the message for the masculine is remember what matters to you. And what matters to the divine masculine is the divine feminine. Okay, so that's what's coming in. It's bringing in power and it's bringing in truth. And the last question, remember, from the divine structure deck is what does the divine feminine want to say? So we've got two cards for the divine feminine. We've got you were guided by angels. And that's so true. So the divine feminine wants to say, it's okay because I trust and have faith that I'm guided by angels and that I know the universe is on my side because I ask the universe for what I desire. So that's what the divine feminine wants to say. The universe has my back. I'm connected and guided by angels and I am safe and I can manifest anything I want and desire. And for the masculine energy, we've got go for your dreams. So the divine feminine wants to really say to the masculine, go for your dreams because the universe can bring to you what you desire because like me, you are guided by angels. So you see how these cards can really work together. So the divine structure deck, a really great deck for readers. If you've got a YouTube channel or, if you are doing readings for other people and, you're not quite sure what to ask or you want to perhaps use this at the end of the reading, say, what else do we need to know then, angels? And the angels will give you questions to ask. And it's very powerful what comes up sometimes, things you may not even think of asking. And the power messages, great messages for a day, to really see what energy you're both in at that time. Love it. Another great deck I created, which isn't that popular, but I wanted to make this, for me really, because I wanted to bring something in with couples. And, this is the Power Couples Twin Flame Love Oracle. So what I did with this deck, they were really guiding me to create this deck. And I know I did the right thing creating this deck. So I used couples from shows, from TV and the real world to connect with the energy. So you may connect with the names of the couples because they may resonate with your twin flame journey. Maybe the names connect with your twin and your journey with yourself. But really it's an oracle deck. So for example, we shuffle the deck and I'll show you what I mean. It's divided, well, it's devised or it was created, through intuition for you, through. So it's not like I've done a guidebook saying, oh, this is the couple, this is what it means. It's for you to tap into your intuition and, you know, get the information from what you are feeling when you're reading a card, like any deck of cards. But I have done a full deck walkthrough on this deck and all the other decks too, where I explain the couples, why I chose them. And if you like the look of this deck, it may resonate with you and you may enjoy it more if you watch that video. So for example, we've got attraction. So the oracle message will be attraction. So if you're just shuffling this deck to get an oracle message, you've got attraction. Wow. So you know that you are attracted to each other, that you have a mutual attraction, and that you are magnetic. So you are also attracting your dreams. Maybe you're working with the law of attraction. And the names are Charlotte and Harry. So you may connect with the name Harry or Charlotte, you know, for whatever reason. But this is Charlotte and Harry from Sex and the City. Okay, that's the couple I was connecting with because they had this attraction that went against anything else. You know, Charlotte didn't know why she was attracted to Harry. She just was. And to Harry, Charlotte was the most gorgeous, jaw-droppingly beautiful thing he'd ever seen. But maybe you think, oh, Charlotte, you know, maybe your name's Charlotte or your twin could be called Harry. Maybe you're thinking about Harry Potter or you're thinking about, you know, Harry the Royal. Or you're thinking about Charlotte's Web, or you think, you know, you can channel the messages however they resonate with you. But it's a really great deck to use for a bit of fun. I love that deck. And then I'm going to show you the tarot deck. So the tarot decks I've created, I've got 5 here, okay? And I am making more tarot decks, but the first one I created was called Almost Tarot because I wanted to create something a little bit different with more guidance on than, you know, what the card is. So for example, the card just jumped straight out there. So let me pull the card that jumped out. We've got Feeling Lost. Now, isn't that interesting when we got the Lost card coming out in the Angel deck? So clearly there's some message coming through here. The masculine may be feeling a bit lost right now, or maybe you're feeling a bit lost. Maybe you're thinking, there's so many decks of cards, I feel lost. I don't know what to buy or what to get or what to use. And always trust your intuition because you'll be guided to a deck. You'll have angel bumps, you know, you'll just feel it. And it's always that way for me. You know, at the weekends, me and George went to London and we went into Watkins bookstore in Leicester Square and there's so many decks in there. It's like a candy store for tarot readers and spiritual beings. And, you know, we've spent hours in there before. But this time I was very clear with the universe and the angels. I went in, guide me what to buy, guide me what you want me to use. And then I wasn't feeling lost, I was guided. And you're always feeling guided. You're always guided. So, you know, feeling lost, you'll know what to do. Trust your intuition and the way you feel. So this is a deck which works like a tarot deck. So you've got like the healing card there, mirrored energy, and you've got like the card for balance. So you've got a beautiful picture that you can channel messages from, but you've also got a message too. So it's a lot like tarot meanings, but in a much easier format. So it isn't tarot, but it's almost tarot. And I love that deck. Okay, I know so many of you who've got that deck love that deck too. So just pull my wig up a little bit there. This is a brand new wig I'm wearing today. So just pull it up there. So the next deck I created, I wanted to create an easy tarot deck. Now I'll show you this because this was the original and I've kept it because I absolutely love it anyway, because I did use this on the channel. You know, this was all my kind of, you know, this was how I channeled it before I created it into a deck. So same deck, but as a deck. Okay, this is kind of something that I keep for me because, you know, I'm really proud of this little deck here that I created. Like, you know, when I was thinking, am I ever going to channel a tarot deck? And then boom, the ideas, the vision, the creative talent, it all comes in. And maybe you're watching this thinking, I'd love to create a deck of cards, but I don't know where to start. And that's exactly how I felt right at the beginning. But then you tap in with your creativity, your talent, and the messages, and it all falls into place very quickly. So the Twin Flames Tarot Made Easy is this deck. Now, at the moment, I can't show you the whole deck anyway, because I'm using all of these 4 decks I'm going to show you now in the Learn Tarot series. What does that mean? Okay, that means that right now you get a free Twin Flame Learn Tarot series right here on Guided by Angels. So if you want to learn tarot, you want to understand the meanings of the cards, you want to learn how to shuffle, you want to learn how to do spreads, and you don't want to pay, I don't blame you. That's why it's all free on Guided by Angels, okay? And obviously you might be thinking, well, for a member you need to pay for certain things, but that's just extras, okay? I don't think that you should have to pay for a tarot series. Okay, everyone's intuitive, everyone's psychic, everybody has it inside of them to learn tarot. You know, it's nothing special, it's about trusting your intuition. But if you want to know what the cards mean and what the meanings are, you can go and watch that right now. And I've done 2 series, one that's completed, and that's just a Learn Tarot series. And now I'm creating a Twin Flame Tarot series, which I'm halfway through. So as you can see, there's only half of the deck of all these decks because I'm using them to show the cards and talk about the cards in that series. But this one is Twin Flame Tarot Made Easy. So I'll give you an example of the cards I've got here. So for example, we've got the 4 of Swords there. So again, very easy to use. It tells you what the card is, and it also tells you the element too, which we know it's air. So we know that swords are connected with the air. So you can see in the picture, I've made it about the air, clouds, and the card is about reflection and healing energy and taking time out and processing your feelings and thinking and restoring your energy. So if you wanted one kind of word that resonates with this card in this deck, it would be reflection. So I'll pull another one to show you, because this is a really easy deck to get started with. We've got the Chariot moving forward, 7. So we know from this that the Chariot is the number 7. We know that this is an energy of movement, and that when we get this card, it means things are moving forward. Can also be connected with the energy of 7, which is July, and manifesting and power. So a major arcana in this gorgeous kind of yellowy solar plexus energy of like this field, you know, feeling energy. So that's also a really great deck to use. Now, if you want to get a bit deeper with tarot, I wanted to create messages tarot, because I haven't seen anything like that out there, and I really wanted to create something so simple so that you know what your masculine is thinking, what you're going through, and what the journey is happening. So I created a Twin Flame Message Tarot, a Divine Feminine Message Tarot, and a Divine Masculine Message Tarot. So for example, for the Twin Flame Message Tarot, again, this is only half of the deck because of the series I'm doing, but we shuffle these. This is actually one of my favourite decks, and I can't wait to finish the tarot series so I can use it again. So the card that jumped out, we've got the 7 of Wands. So the thing I love about this deck is there's a great picture on there that you can channel messages from. It tells you what the card is, 7 of Wands, and it says stand up for what you believe in and always be true to yourself. So you know that this is an energy of power. And you can also see in the card there's this kind of divine feminine power energy in there. So even though this isn't a divine feminine deck itself, you can still feel the energy of the divine feminine there. Stand up for what you believe in and always be true to yourself. And isn't that just a great message? And you can see there's all kinds of kind of pictures and messages in this deck. So it's very easy to read, very easy to channel. You know, with the rainbow, for example, you know that if you get the Hanged Man where you're receiving delays or something may be a bit stuck right now, you're being protected. So the rainbow is also a great symbol of protection. Very powerful deck. And then for the feminine and masculine tarot, so for the feminine, if we shuffle and get a card, what do you need to know right now? We've got the 10 of Swords. And it says, rising up, nothing can keep me down. So from the feminine perspective, the 10 of Swords is about completion, maybe feeling like, oh, what's going on? We know that we rise up from the pain and struggle, and nothing can keep you down because you are a fighter, you are a warrior, and you are strong. And then if we pull one from the Divine Masculine Message Tarot, we've got the Page of Wands. I have some good news that I would like to share with you. And it's really powerful because the Page of Wands is about good news. The 10 of Swords is about a completion. So this could also really show you, you know, that separation is coming to an end, that communication is being restored, that the worst is behind you. Especially when you look at the colours, because the Wands is a fire energy, and that's why I created it with this red colour. And the Swords is kind of like when we're in our head and maybe in fear or worry or struggle. So we move out of the darkness into the light and into the energy of action and fire. So these are really great decks to use to just channel very clear messages. So they're really good for personal use and to read messages for others. I love those decks. Let me just move them down there. So I'm going to go into some more decks right now. So another great deck that I created was the Divine Timing deck. Now again, I have done separate videos on these you can go and watch. So the Divine Timing deck is, something that reassures you, because sometimes we get stressed out about the timing of things in our life. When's union going to happen? When's he going to contact me? What do I need to know? When am I moving house? When's that dream job coming? All these things. So the Divine Timing deck really can help you to feel at peace with the timing. And remember, timelines are guidelines. The more we focus on the time, we create a delay, because with that intent on it happening then, the best thing we can do is trust in divine timing, give it to heaven, relax and breathe. But this is also a good deck to reassure you if you're feeling lost or if you're struggling with anything. So I'll give you an example. So if I shuffle the deck here, so I've got 3 cards coming out. So the first one is Leo, and it gives you the dates there. So if you pull this card, perhaps you're thinking about union. Let me just pull my wig up a little bit, okay? It's pulling on my ears. Don't you just love this wig? It's so amazing. I love this red colour. And it's lovely because red is fire energy, Leo. But if you pull this card, maybe you've asked a question, it's very likely there's going to be a big shift or change around what you've asked between the 23rd of July and the 22nd of August, which is Leo energy. Maybe your masculine is a Leo, or you're connecting with the Lionsgate portal, which occurs in August, or you're connecting with the energy of strength and Archangel Michael, or the energy of fire and action. So you can intuitively read what this card means in relation to your question. We've also got the number 10. So maybe you're seeing 10:10 on the clock, or you've been to the store and your receipt says 10:10. And the angels are reminding you with that number to remember your power. So you may ask a question, could be about a karmic situation, and the angel's saying, Luke, remember your power. Remember who you are. There's nobody like you. And we've also got self-love, February. So you're being reminded to work on self-love. So if you ask a question, when are we going to be in union? Or when is he going to come back to me? The angel's saying work on loving the self. Remember your power. Things are shifting and changing between February and August time. And February is also the month of love. It's about Valentine's Day and giving back to the self and feeling romantic. So self-love is the key to move things forward. So a great deck to use to bring, they're giving me fear, when we're in fear about timelines, to bring in some guidelines. I hope that helps, okay? Next one I created here was the Karmic 101. Now I haven't shown you these in the order I created them. I'm just showing them to you how I've got them. So many of you worry or wonder or stress out over the karmic situation. There's no need to. There really is no need to. But I created this deck because, if your masculine is married, or if he's with a karmic partner, or you're not sure what's going on, this actually brings reassurance into your connection. Because this is a deck that was channeled from the divine masculine to the karmic partner. So if you want to know what's going on in their connection, what he's thinking about the karmic partner, what he's saying to that person, what's going on behind the closed doors, this is a really great deck to use. This is not channeled to the divine feminine, this is channeled to the divine masculine. To the karmic partner from the divine masculine. So I'll give you an example. Let's part as friends. So this is what the masculine is saying to the karmic partner. It's over, can we part as friends? So the masculine is saying to the karmic partner here energetically, I don't want to row anymore. I don't want to leave it in a bad way. I want to part amicably. This doesn't mean he's saying to you, let's part as friends. Okay, make sure when you're reading this deck, you are understanding how it's channeled. It's saying to the karmic partner, let's part, and let's part as friends. And I've lost all my confidence while I've been in this relationship. So that doesn't mean the relationship with you, divine feminine. It means the relationship he's been in with his karmic partner. And you know that because you look at your twin and you think, where have you gone? You don't seem to be the same person that you were when we met. Or, you seem to have lost yourself along the way. And he's saying, I've lost all of my confidence while I've been in this relationship. So this is what the masculines go through in their minds when they think about their karmic relationships and, their life, and they're understanding that. And this can also be connected with, a job or a family member or, a boss or a colleague or a friendship or anything they're going through karmically. Now, I also wanted to create a sexy deck, but I didn't want it to be X-rated or sleazy, because that's not what the twin flame journey is about. The twin flame journey is about sensual, passionate love, intimate, sacred lovemaking. And Zoe calls it that on her channel, Aligning with My Soul, sacred lovemaking. It's so true. So this deck I created was called Sensual Love Oracle because it's got all the sexy stuff in there, but also very sensual messages too. So I'm just going to shuffle and give you an idea. So obviously on the front of the deck, I've got to be careful how I use this because this video isn't an 18+, but you can see we've got the candy lips there. So it's about sweetness and intimacy and love. And then the actual picture, okay, I'm going to try and find a card that isn't, let me see if I can find something, yeah, like that one. So, the picture is actually a flower with water on, even though it looks very kind of seductive. So it says you feel like home. So even though this is a sexy deck, it's a message where the masculine is saying you feel like home. So when you're spending time together, loving each other, holding each other, making love with each other, it feels like home. It feels very beautiful. So if you want to get some sensual messages from your twin or do a sexy reading, this is a great deck to use. So moving forward then, we've got the Twin Flame Love Oracle now, or the Twin Flame Oracle. Now, George, my Divine Masculine Blue Eyes Tarot, loves using this deck. And I wanted to create a Twin Flame Oracle that had got pictures in of things we see. The stag, the bees, the ladybirds, the butterflies, all the things that give us messages on this journey. So let's see what you need to know. So the message coming out, we've got Divine Feminine, surrender. So that's what you need to know today, Divine Feminine. But you can ask a card about this. And, look at this as well, what we've got. We've got power, warrior of love and strength. So, we got the Leo energy coming out in the Divine Timing cards. And now we've got this kind of lion energy, power. And we got the 10, remember, for power in the Divine Timing cards. So see how all the cards interlink, in all the decks. Even though we're not doing a reading, we're showing you the cards and the decks. They all interlink and sync up and they all align. So you still get a reading, even though this is showing you the cards. So we've got Divine Feminine, remember your power. You are a warrior of love. You are strong. You are safe. And this one's moving too. Transformation and magic, butterflies, cosmic power, connection. We've also got the intuition, the wolf. You are communicating telepathically. So, it's a great deck to use to tune in with your journey and see what's going on. And, it's great as well when you get a picture. Maybe you think, oh, I've got the rose today. My masculine is telling me I'm sorry and he's going to apologise. And then you see roses everywhere. So, it's coming from heaven. Now, another great deck that I created, I'll show you these two. This is probably one of the best decks I created. It took me a long time to channel this. It took me about 4 or 5 months. I was working very hard on this deck, and it's a very intense deck. Someone told me this is like the Bible of twin flames. It's a really great deck to use, and it's called Messages Through Music Intuitive Oracle for Twin Flames. So I channeled this deck with a song. So the angels gave me a song, and then I thought of the lyrics and I was kind of connecting with it in my mind, and then the angels gave me the channeling connected with it. So, when you use this deck, you're going to get a message from your twin, you're going to get some guidance on your journey, and you may intuitively hear a song. So there's no songs in here, but the message is very clear. I'll show you what I mean. So what do we need to know? So the card we've got coming up, okay, it says, if you were wondering if you were on their mind, this is your confirmation from the universe that yes, they are thinking about you and they need and want you right now. So that's the oracle message. They are on your mind, you're on their mind. It's reciprocated. You're thinking of each other. And it says, late at night when they think of you, your twin flame is having sleepless nights. They are staying up late alone, looking at your pictures, reading through your messages, searching for you online, and checking out your social media. Send them love. This would be a good time to reach out. So there's clearly communication coming in here. Things are changing, things are happening. They want you right now. Now, there's many songs I can mention. I want you right now. Okay, that's a song. The song where I always think about when I'm connecting with this energy, Sleepless Nights, you know, like that song, it's 2:15. It's 2:15. Is it 2 or 1? It was 1:15. I'm a little drunk and I need you now. You know, thinking of each other. Was that Lady Antebellum? So there's many songs. You may connect with this and think, wow, you were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. So when you use this deck, you know, songs will pop in your head. And there's no right or wrong. You know, we're all on a unique, special journey. So I may connect with a song with this card. Someone else may connect with another song with this card. And, you know, that's right for your journey. So it's a really great, intense, powerful deck to use. And then another deck is the Divine Love Messages through music. So this is where we've got songs that you may hear, that you may connect to. So for example, we shuffle the cards, we've got Love My Life, okay? So that's an oracle message because the angels are saying to you, love your life. You know, the more you love your life, the better you'll feel, the better things will be in your life, the more love you'll feel and have around you. You know, the better things will flow. So love your life. And in the cards you can see there, it's like the Divine Feminine really listening to the music and connecting on the 5D with the masculine and talking to heaven. But this is Love My Life by Robbie Williams, which says, remember how special you are. Remember your uniqueness and your power. And that could be a message from the angels for you. Maybe you're thinking, what does my Divine Masculine want me to know? And we get reach. So again, this is about communication. He wants to reach out to you. He's reaching out to you right now through the stars and signs and number sequences and through telepathy and in dreams. So reach. And remember that you can have and be and do anything that you desire. Very powerful. Another deck, and this is one of the most recent ones I created, is a Twin Soul Healing Oracle. So you are twin souls because you are twin flames. And, you know, maybe there's a big healing occurring. So you could ask the universe, what are we both healing right now? Obviously, quite a few fell out there, so I'm going to show you. So the first thing is we've got reminders, trust the signs. It says, pay attention to the signs you see in your physical and virtual world. So you're both receiving reminders of each other. You're both receiving signs about each other. And we've got Did You Smile today? So the universe is kind of saying to you, is it all a bit serious right now? Smile, have some fun, relax, breathe, and trust the signs you see. And yes, it's fearful when we go into the unknown, but adventure awaits. Change can be scary, but it always leads to better things. Doors are opening right now. The light is always at the end of the tunnel. And the insecurity the masculines go through to know that you are enough. Acceptance of self through self-love takes away any fears we have about our sense of self-worth. Have confidence in who you are and why you're here. So the masculine could be showing you in this card that they are healing through their soul, their insecurities and fears. And also abused energy, be a victor, not a victim. Your past does not define you. Let it go with love. So, you know, in the past we may feel abused. We may feel like our twin has messed us around or hurt us, caused us pain. Maybe we've been through abusive karmic situations or abuse in childhood or abuse in a past life. So it's about taking back your power and knowing your truth. Very powerful decks of cards. So for the feminine then, I'm going to do the feminine cards and then the masculine cards. Now, the feminine cards are really good to use if you are a masculine and you want to channel what your divine feminine is saying to you. But also, if you are a divine feminine trying to access your own thoughts and to connect with your higher self. So some of these are companion decks. So for example, if I can find it, it's on the table actually. Let me just grab the deck. I've put it over here. Just bear with me a second. I've been using this deck to do little short videos. So it's a good job I remembered where it was really. So we've got the divine feminine messages of love and we've got the divine masculine messages of love. This was actually the first deck I created. And I created it first in a matte finish, but then I changed it to a glossy finish when I understood how to create cards better, because we all have to learn. I created it with a matte finish, and with it being a very dark card, they get scratched easy and get marked easy. So I created it again with a glossy finish. So, on the website, you actually have access to both effects. So if you prefer the matte, which is more like this, then, you can buy it in that. Or if you prefer the glossy, then obviously you can choose the glossy effect. So you have a choice of two. The Divine Feminine is a matte finish. Okay, most of these are now glossy finishes. The Divine Timing deck, again, I created in a matte, and then for the same reason, I created it in a glossy. So when I first started creating decks of cards, I didn't know what, you could actually create glossy. I wasn't sure, because I was just kind of going with the flow, and we have to learn, And it's the same if you create a deck and you make a spelling mistake, or don't beat yourself up, or, worry, because at the end of the day, we all learn. Mistakes are lessons, and it's better to really think, okay, well, I've learned from that mistake, than, give up at the first hurdle. We have to go over these hurdles to grow. So the Divine Feminine Messages of Love, this is a gorgeous deck. And the thing I love about this as well, and I'll shuffle the Divine Masculine Messages of Love there, you've got the gorgeous flame. So obviously you've got the flame of the masculine, the flame of the feminine. And the reason I wanted this like a black energy is because it's connected with the darkness the masculine goes through. When they go into their dark night of the soul, they go into the cave. They go silent, so it can be very dark around the masculines, whereas the feminine is very light. But this is this gorgeous kind of, romantic kind of, pinkish, coralish energy where it's just warmth and power. And you can feel the warmth in the cards, especially the warmth of the Divine Feminine, So the message is, we have a mission together. So the feminine is saying, I know that we have a mission together. And the masculine is saying, well, I want to tell you how I feel. I want to tell you how I feel about our mission together. So you see how you can do a channel conversation. So they work really well as companion decks, just like the power messages do. And that's why I created them this way. And it's the same with the Divine Masculine 101 and the Divine Feminine 101. Okay, so the Divine Masculine 101, these are what he's thinking about the future, what he's going through, what he's feeling. So obviously the messages of love are like really deep messages from the heart, from the higher self, the heart space, the things that you need to know. The Masculine 101 is also about getting ready for the future. So this is also a deck of preparation. And the Divine Feminine 101. And that's why you've got the bride on the front, because you're creating a future together. So when the masculine thinks about you and them together, it's very beautiful, under the stars, connecting. Maybe when the feminine thinks about the future with the masculine, she thinks about commitments. See the difference? So what do we need to know? So just give you an idea of these decks. But these are really powerful decks, again, to use together or separately. So here we go. So first of all, the feminine is saying, I don't want anyone else. Well, we certainly know that, because the feminine doesn't want anyone else. And you are everywhere I go, and everything I do, I see you everywhere. And remember, we've got pay attention to the signs in the other deck. So the feminine is saying, you're everywhere I go, I don't want anyone else. And I'm being reminded of that from the universe. And the masculine is saying, do I really make you happy? So he's going through some form of insecurity about, do I make you happy? Can I make you happy? And you're saying, yes, I don't want anyone else. You're everywhere I go, and everything I do, I see you everywhere. I don't want anyone else. So see how we reassure each other on the 5D realm. So a beautiful deck, very complementary. Again, you can use them together as a channel conversation, or you can use them as separate decks. Very powerful. I also did the same thing with the feminine and the masculine, the silence. So we've got the Divine Masculine, the silence. Now, a lot of readers use this deck. I've seen it everywhere. I've seen it on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and on YouTube. So this is a really beautiful deck, the silence, because if there is silence, separation, if you're being ghosted or ignored, the masculines answer exactly what's going on and what they want you to know. And it's a huge deck. Then there's 130 cards in this deck. When I was channeling the messages, it just kept coming. You know, the angels were like, no, you need to add this one, you need to add that one. And then I did a divine feminine, the silence too. So what the feminine is going through and experiencing during the silence too. Because we go through things too, you know. So I'll just give you an idea of these cards. So I'll do the feminine cards too. Okay, there we go. So for the masculine then, we've got, somehow I know that you will always be in my life. So the masculine is saying in the silence, somehow I just know that you'll always be in my life. Of course we're going to be together. Of course I'm going to return. They're giving me fear. So obviously he's releasing fears around, you know, being good enough for you, being worthy of you. Because he's saying, I just know that we're going to be together. I know we're always going to be in each other's lives. And the feminine is saying, so let's make it real. How beautiful. Again, channel conversation. Let's make it real. So again, in the silence, you are obviously having a very powerful connection in the 5D, in dreams, through telepathy, cosmic lovemaking. And you're saying, let's make it real. And the masculine is saying, I just know we'll always be together. I just know that you'll always be in my life. And you're saying, well, let's make it real then. Let's make it real in the physical world. What a beautiful message. And then the other deck that I created, and then I think that's all of them, unless I find one lying around anywhere, is the Divine Masculine Dark Truths. Now, I loved creating this one. I love channeling this. I love everything about it. And what I wanted to do was create something they're going through, like he's saying I'm owning up here, and then an actual channeled message. So, for example, he's saying, while we have been apart, I've been learning who I am. I really have changed, and I want you to know that you can count on me to do the right thing. So he's saying I'm owning up. So maybe you're thinking, is he waking up? Is he going to take responsibility for what he's done? Yes, he's saying I'm owning up. So what does he want to say? He's saying I'm excited. So you may feel that energy, you know, something's coming. You may feel excited. You may have, you know, kind of adrenaline going through your body, or, you know, that feeling like angel bumps. You just feel it. I'm looking forward to our future. I just need to let the past go first. Please wait for me. So he's being very honest there, saying, please wait for me. I need to release the past because I'm looking forward to our future. And he's saying, I have changed. So maybe you're thinking, have you changed? Are you ever going to change? And you shuffle the cards and this card comes out and he's saying, I'm moving out of my old circle of friends because I don't have the same beliefs or morals. I've changed and I want more from my life, and that's why I'm excited about our future. So see how the cards really complement each other, and, you know, you can use perhaps a Divine Feminine deck and then a Masculine deck to do a channeled message. So really great decks for your own personal journey. If you want to read for others, if you want to do readings on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or, you know, Facebook or any other platform, really great deck. So I hope you've enjoyed this. So this has been a deck walkthrough, kind of explaining about the cards, but it's also been a mini reading too. So let me know in the comment section if you love these cards, if the messages resonated with you today for your energy right now. You know, if you're thinking of buying any of these cards, treating yourself, you know, they're great gifts to give too. And I have given so many of these decks away, you know, over the last few years. And I'm really excited and looking forward to creating more decks in the future and being able to do walkthrough videos with you. But if you want to buy any of these, if you want to know about prices, and I have tried to keep them as cheap as possible for you. You know, instead of putting huge kind of prices on there, I've kept the prices of the decks very low. And yes, you have to pay a little bit more for postage and packaging, especially if you're in a different country. But honestly, the service you receive from makeplayingcards.com is very good. If there's ever, you know, anything wrong with the order, or it's very rare, but they sort it out straight away. You know, they've always been very good with me. I've had no issues with them. And that's why I prefer to do it through them instead of doing it through an Etsy shop or doing it myself. Plus the fact that, you know, all the videos I create, I prefer to create free content for you and focus on that. Lots of videos than spending my time sorting out decks of cards and, you know, getting things in the post and whatnot. So that's why I do things the way I do. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Have a beautiful day. Sending you lots of love, and I'll speak to you soon.